I think what the US and Iran are trying to do is to establish mutual deterrence to avoid going into a full-scale conflict. And I think this is the context in which you want to read Zarif's statement, that the Iranians can do more if they wanted to, that they can cause damage to the United States, but that they are refraining from doing so because they're trying to avoid a full-scale escalation. In that sense, that's the proportionality that I think he's referring to.
And in terms of reaction from the other Gulf states, I mean, Saudi Arabia in particular seems to be pushing for a de-escalation. Does that surprise you?
No, because they're the ones that have the most to lose if there is a war with Iran. It's going to be their industrial assets in Jubail and their energy assets in the eastern province that catch most damage if there is a war. It'll be them and the UAE that bear the brunt of it, not the United States, really.
Firas, let me ask you about US troop presence in the region. We've heard from the Iranian government, the supreme leader specifically, he'd like to see an end to the presence of US troops in the region. We've obviously had that debacle over a potential withdrawal from Iraq and that letter sent by a senior US general, a draft letter, they later said, to the Iraqi authorities. Do you expect to see a repositioning of US troops in the region? And what impact do you think that might have on the tensions with Iran?
I think it's worth remembering that it's impossible to win an election in the United States on a platform that says we want more intervention in the Middle East region. So this is the thing to keep in mind. And I think it's also worth remembering that even though both Presidents Obama and President Trump tried to reduce the level of US engagement in the region, they ended up getting sucked into it anyway. So there's this very weird dynamic in the US where the political elected echelon is pulling in one direction towards disengagement from the region, and that's backed by the public. But the permanent bureaucracy, if you will, and the foreign policy expert community keep on insisting that the US needs to be more involved. I think that the Iranians see that contradiction, and they see that the popular will in the US is more oriented towards withdrawal, and they're trying to capitalize on it, and will try to capitalize on it further by bleeding the US, reactivating the Shia insurgency in Iraq, trying to highlight the high cost of the US presence to regional states by striking at regional states, while trying to stay below the threshold of an actual war with the US, which would be devastating mainly to regional countries and to Iran itself.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.